So kind of like with my Windows Asparagus videos, this was not the video I originally planned on making for the update. In one of my recent community posts, I mentioned that part of the reason why I had stopped uploading was because I didn't like all the negativity surrounding the game because of a lot of the decisions that the developers were making. And as true as that is, what's more worrying is the fact that the developers clearly don't care anymore. Initially, I was planning on making a Stained Nougat video, a first impressions video most likely, and this video actually has nothing to do with him because it's actually a bigger issue than just a single cookie. Now, technically there's two things, but one has me far more concerned than the other. I guess one is more of a short-term issue and then one is more of a long-term issue, and I'm more worried about the short-term issue actually because it's a very concerning pattern that I've been seeing with this game. And yeah, I probably should just stop yapping and let's just like get right into it. So if you logged on this morning and you're like, wow, I swear I had more crystals, you would be right. You did have more crystals. If you go over to the notice, and we go over to, or is it Hall of Fame error reward, basically what this is saying is that the Hall of Fame gave out more crystals than they intended. So instead of just fixing the bug and leaving it be, they put people in the negatives. Basically, they took crystals from your account that you had claimed from the Hall of Fame if you had claimed too many, and this was regardless of if you still had them. Meaning if you did still have them, then they were just taken from your account. But if you didn't have them, you were put into the negatives. And keep in mind, this was a bug that you could not control. This bug was entirely on Devsisters. And I got pretty lucky, unlucky, I don't know, however you want to look at it. I wasn't affected by this. I don't think I got the extra crystals, meaning I was not hit by the crystal refund, quote unquote. But there are reports of people being put into the negative 20,000s for a bug that they could not control. This isn't simply a case of people buying a currency and then refunding it. This is someone getting gems from an in-game source, spending the gems because they were from an in-game source, and then getting punished for spending the games they got from an in-game source. And this is odd because there have been cases in the past where they did not take away any sort of bugged item or currency, and they decided to this time, when this was probably the biggest bug they've had yet. Now, I get that it's a bug. It was not intentional. We were not supposed to get the gems. But you wanna know what's worse than giving your players free gems on accident? Taking away gems that they got. Now, Hall of Fame was initially supposed to give out 4,590 gems. Sounds okay, that's pretty good. Well, it ended up giving almost over 35,000. Meaning some people could have been put in like up to 30,000 gems in debt for, again, something they could not control. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. It doesn't take a genius to understand that this is a horrible idea. And the only other game that I can remember doing this off the top of my head is Infinity Nikki, who's known to treat its players horribly and has a horrible reputation among the gacha community. Devsisters? Devsisters, what are you doing? Ignoring all of the Windows Asparagus drama, this is just horrible management of issues within the game. Because, again, like I said, it does not take a genius to know that this is a horrible idea from any way you look at it. I don't care that some people got the bug gems and some didn't. The fact that you're taking the gems away from people and putting them into the negatives is actually just insane. The game is already horribly pay to win, so what if some people got an extra amount of gems? So what? Good for them. But to go and then put people into the negatives for something they did not control, they did not choose to get those extra gems. That's just disrespectful. That's a big FU to the players. And honestly, if you were affected by this, comment down below. I would love to see how many people that see my videos were affected by this, because it's actually just, it's disgusting that they're doing this. And I normally try to look at these issues from an unbiased perspective, or I try to look at it not in like a whole doom and gloom, but there's no way that this is a good thing. Like, there's no way. The only way you could deem this a good thing is by saying, oh, well, it's unfair to the people who didn't get the bug. But I still don't think that's a good justification because you're still punishing people for something that they did not choose to do. And you want to know who this will affect the most? It'll affect the free-to-play players and the low spenders the most because the whales can just buy the gems back, but the free-to-play players and the low spenders can't. If you're 30,000 gems in debt, that basically means you probably can't pull for most of this patch, if not the entire patch. Now, sure, that means you did spend the gems, so it's whatever, but that is still insane that you're being punished for a crime that you did not technically commit. And like, I don't know, I know I'm going in circles, but I'm taken aback by this decision. And there's another decision that isn't nearly as bad, but I mean, it could be seen as bad. It's that Wind Asparagus is not available. She's not available. If you go to the probabilities, you are unable to get her from any of these banners. You can no longer get Wind Asparagus or her soul stones. So, you know, if you're like me and you're one soul stone away from promoting her, screw you, I guess, because I'm not promoting her until the next legendary comes out. Seriously? We have to wait an unspecified amount of time before we are able to obtain the legendary? What about players who didn't get the legendary? They just permanently could not get access to the best cookie in the game. Really? Is this what we're doing? And to put salt on the wound, you can still craft her artifact. You can go in here and you can still craft it. You can craft an artifact for a cookie that you cannot get. This artifact does not work unless you have her, yet you can spend your hard-earned artifact fragments to craft it. Seriously? Devsisters. Come on. And it's all very frustrating because I do think that the game is in one of the best states it's been in terms of like content. Like, I think the content we've gotten recently has been pretty good. Like, Abyss raids are definitely a step up from champion raids. I think they're more fun, but I just hate the fragments and the fact that they reset every single season. I don't know, I'm on that preset. Like, I hate the fragments. I think the fragments are so stupid. They're so RNG based, and the fact that they reset after the season ends, it's just dumb. And the season nights, I thought the season nights are pretty interesting, but it's the fact that it's RNG to obtain them, and it's also an RNG to process them, because you're not even guaranteed to get a good season night after you process it. Then after you process it, there's even more layers of RNG based on not only the main like type of season night it is, but also the secondary part. Like, there's so much RNG with this, and it's a cool system to add more power, but it's the fact that it's layered doing so many unnecessary things of just complexity. And it's like, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I've had okay luck, I have some okay season nights, but it's just more RNG. And there's a very big theme going on in the game right now, is that they keep making more and more player unfriendly updates that are just, they're big steps in power and just really grindy for people who can't pay. And I mean, they're even grindy for people who can pay. I mean, let's not lie here. And then like there's also the skill levels, which I still think are a stupid season. You need these stupid system. I don't know, I said season. You still need the golden chalices to like level them up. Like, this is so, it's dumb. Like, they keep putting out updates that just I don't think are very good or player friendly, and then you pull stuff like Wind Asparagus not being obtainable originally and then giving out currency, which is good, but then proceeding to make her unavailable until the next legendary comes out. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get what their plan is here, because if their plan is to make the players leave and to make the players that do stay very unhappy, then that's what's gonna happen, because I don't know. And like, I do think the new Labyrinth of Remembrance change, I haven't actually like done much of it yet. I think that this is a good update. Like, this is very cool. And it's like, we're getting good content updates, but like everything else just feels mediocre or player unfriendly. And it's like a combination of it all is what I have an issue with. Like, if they just like, I don't know, not added season nights or made season nights not as RNG based, then, you know, it would have been whatever. And like, I don't know. I really don't know, man. Will I stick with the game? Probably. I mean, I like this game a lot. I mean, I really love this game. It's like, I don't want to leave the game, but stuff like this is what makes it hard to make content, because I'm making videos to support a game that doesn't really give a shit about me, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, it's a big slap in the face. Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Nice comment down below what you guys' thoughts are. Tell me, were you affected by this bug and punished for this bug that you could not control? Because I would love to know how many people were actually affected by this. Yeah. I don't know when I'll be back to posting regular videos. Maybe I'll still post a Stay Nougat first impressions or just like a general thoughts video on him. And maybe I'll release some guides. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. Tower of Adventures is not in a good spot right now. And it's all Devsisters' fault.